Forget about it, Maron. Yeah, get the charger actually here. Forget about it. Hold on one second here. I'll be right back, okay? Gotta get something. Hold on. Up here. I'll be right back. Jeez. Hey, you're up late, Sparkles. How you doing? Give me 1 second. How are you? Yeah, I tell you, man. Been married for 20 years. I knew my wife 7 years before we were married. Anger is keeping you up. I know the feeling. I'm not used to oh, this guy. Please, I don't want to deal with. I had enough hate. I had enough hate on on Laura's live stream. I really don't want no more hate, man. I'm gonna have to say goodnight to you, brother. don't I don't want to deal I don't want to deal with hate. If you're gonna be cool, then you can hang out. But if there's any hate, I just enough hate. I'm hated out. Like when you're like you had your maximum amount of hate. Um I had enough hate. So getting back to what I was saying, I was married to my wife for 20 years and I knew Jennifer for 7 years before we got married. And I'm so used to having people in my life, like my wife and my mom, they're just these constant figures. I call them the home team. And the thing is that when they passed away, my wife and my mom, it's like I feel like my home team passed away. Sparkles, who are you talking about? Who are you talking about, Sparkles? Ugh. All right, look, half century. I told you right off the bat, I don't want hate no more, and you're going right into hate. So I'll give you 10 minutes to calm down. If you come back with hate, I gotta up that to 30 minutes. Sorry, brother. I'm tired of the hate. We'll start it with 10 minutes. Forget about it, Matt. Yeah, people could be brutal, Sparkles. I'm sorry about that. I always say you're a wonderful person, though, Sparkles. Whenever someone speaks about you, I say she's wonderful to my children. You're a good person. You are a beautiful person. Thank you for always being great to Michael and Sophia. Getting back to what I was saying, I'm not used to. All right, we got to get rid of David here. Ugh, man, these haters don't stop. My God, I don't even know why I just spent like 2 hours arguing with haters on Laura's live stream. I have no idea why I spent 2 hours arguing with haters. I have absolutely no idea. Sorry you went through that, Sparkles. Man, is a look, Chad. I don't want to deal with hate no more, man. Chad. I don't even know why I went to Laura's live stream. Honestly, brother, I don't even know why I did that. I don't want to deal with hate no more. I want to have like a civilized conversation, okay? So if you guys like could just stay calm, you could stay in the live stream. You know, I'm not man, there's so much haters, man. It's like I was gonna ignore them. I'm not used to dealing with a woman who kind of gets fed up. I haven't dealt with that in like 30 years. I am not used to dealing with a woman. Let me tell you something, man. When a woman is fed up, she makes like a complete like turn. She makes a complete turn. She goes from, I love you, baby, every minute. I love you. I adore you. You're everything to me. To treating you right like you mean absolutely nothing. Chad, I explained to you, Chad. The hate's done right now. I got to take a break from the hate. Piano lover. Who are you, piano lover? Piano lover 101. Do I know you? Piano lover, because like you say you're a piano lover. Are you a fellow musician? Piano lover. Do I know you, piano lover? Tell me, who are you to me? Because you say you're a piano lover, right? So I'm a piano player. Have we jammed before? Have we played together? Are you gonna answer me? Possibly. So basically you don't know me then. Where piano lover, where are you from? Where were you from, piano lover? What state do you live in? I'm just curious if I know this person. I guess she's not gonna answer me. So getting back to what I was saying. Um, it just shocks me when a woman gets fed up. Piano lover says all in due time. Have a good night, Sparkles. I do look like Tony Soprano. Thank you. Well, piano lover, if you are who I think you might be, um, you should never judge a book by its cover, and you should really understand that there's always a reason for anything in life. Okay, and that's all I have to say. Okay, I mean, I don't, I'm not a racist. I don't know. Maybe you misunderstood things. I was joking or something like that. I am certainly not a racist, but there's a lot of people who are haters online, and they treated my wife with a lot of disrespect, and they treated my mother with a lot of disrespect. So I defend them sometimes. And maybe what you interpret as like you say, racist. I am not a racist. I am not a racist at all. It's more or less just defending myself and my family. But we could talk about other things. I am not racist. I don't say anything racist. Okay, you might misinterpret that as people who are haters. I'm not exactly sure what comment you're referring to. Can you give me a specific comment? If you give me a specific comment I said, I could explain to you the reasons behind it. Chad, you're screaming and cursing at me, saying you wanna bury me. You're screaming at me on the phone. You're screaming at me. Okay, do you understand that? You're not talking to me in a normal, civilized way. You're screaming at me. Okay, so when a person screams at me and they say something like they want to bury me, well, I don't really take that too well. Okay, so Chad, you hate for no reason. All of you haters hate for no reason. That's what it is. There's no logical reason why you hate. You just hate for absolutely no reason. All right. So, in other words, listen, you have the right to say whatever you want to me, and I have absolutely no right to retaliate. Is that the way it works? See, haters have this thing. Can I tell you something, Chef Boyardee? Let me tell you something about haters. They feel like they have the right to torment you, torment your life, disrespect your family. Like my beautiful wife passed away, my beautiful mother passed away. And, Sparkles, they feel that they have the right to say whatever they want to say. Now, this is the thing. God forbid now you say something bad to them. Oh my God. Now they're like on high alert. They're like, you can't talk that way to me. Who you talking to? Piano lover, I don't want to argue anymore. I'm going to ignore everybody. I want to talk about the topic of my conversation now. So I'm going to ignore you. People are mean to me. I'm sorry, but I don't treat people who are mean to me nice. All right, so that's just the bottom line. You want respect, you need to give respect. There's an old expression called you get what you give. You understand? You get what you give. Kenneth, how you doing, brother? So in other words, a person could say they want to bury me, piano lover. Is that what you're saying? A person has the right to insult my wife that passed away. That's all these people were doing on Laura's live stream. They were insulting my wife, degrading my mother, okay, degrading my family. So, in other words, in your opinion, that is acceptable, that is okay, and anything I say is wrong, correct? Are we on the same page? No, that's not the way it works. It makes sense, right, movie man? You get what you give. It's very simple. If someone treats you with respect, right, you treat them with respect back. If someone treats you with disrespect, you treat them with disrespect. This is not complicated. No, actually, you said you were a part of that, Chad Buddy. You said that you were a part of that. Anyway, yeah, that is correct. Because there were some psychopathic people, movie man. There are some people out there that find people's tragedies as entertainment. Isn't that sick? There are people out there that find people's tragedies like they go out, they get popcorn, they find it entertaining. It's really crazy, brother. We live in a crazy, crazy world. Why can't people just be kind? I wish the whole world was like you, Sparkles. So the topic really of the live stream, which we're getting way off track here, um, is that I can't believe like when a woman makes up her mind, like how it's like I haven't witnessed this in my life. When a woman makes up her mind, man, like she might give you a few chances. She might give you one chance. She might give you two chances, three chances. But when she makes up her mind, that's it. It's like door shut, case closed. She wants nothing to do with you, man. I just look, you have to understand, guys. Like, I've been married with my wife for 20 years. My wife was a warrior. She battled cancer, my beautiful wife. She battled cancer for like 10 years. Strongest woman alive. The greatest wife, the greatest mother. No, I mean, son of door, I got to just tell you, it just blows my mind. Like how some women, like when they make up their minds, that's it, man. It's like that. That's it. Finito, done. They don't want to talk to you no more. They want nothing to do with you anymore. I'm not used to it. That's all I'm saying to you. I'm not used to it because I've come from a situation that I had a wonderful marriage. I come from a situation where my wife was, with me to stay, and I was with my wife to stay. So, I piano lover. Look, I don't know what your problem is, but I've already answered your question. Tell me what state you live in, piano lover. Where are you from? We're not moving yet, demonic mix. I'll let you know, Sparkles. There's a chance we might eventually, but not right now. I just want to know if you're a person I think you might be. That's all. Can you tell me what state you're from, Piano Lover 101? I'm just curious if you're someone I think you might be. That's all. Maybe it's not the person I'm thinking it is. Yeah, we'll be here for the month of June, Sparkles. Yes. All in due time, I said. Well, I don't know what that means. What does that mean? You're gonna tell me this live stream, or you're gonna wait till next live stream? All in due time. I don't think you're the person I'm thinking that you are, but it's all right. I believe that in true love. All right, let me just get to the point in a live stream that a person will give you another chance if it's true love. That's the key now. The key word is it true love. If it's not true love, the person is not going to give you another chance. No, we're just having a basic conversation. That's all. Chad, please try to stay calm, man. Thank you, movie man. God bless you. I should have been on the Sopranos. You're right. Absolutely. I'm just saying, if it's true love, a person, if let's say you make a mistake, okay, you know what the key is? If you recognize you made a mistake, if you are truly sorry for the mistake, I'm just saying, if you're in a relationship with someone who truly loves you, they'll forgive you. Yes, Kenneth, I know her name. I know her name is Felice. I'm wondering if it's a person I'm thinking it is. But I'm not sure yet. Have a good night, Sparkles. All right. So anyway, I'm just, I had a crazy year, guys. I had a really, really crazy year. And it's all going to happen, Chad. Everything I said will happen. Everything I said will happen, Chad. I love Phil Collins. I love Phil Collins, the greatest of all time. It's very sad what happened to him now in his life. He got old, the poor guy. The greatest singer, right? The greatest drummer, greatest songwriter. Phil Collins is a legend, man. I'm just not used to being in a situation like I'm in. I'm struggling right now, guys. I had the greatest wife. How you doing, Janine? You're funny, Kenneth. I'm struggling right now, guys. I had the greatest wife of all time. I'm used to having a wife that just gives me unconditional love. No matter what I need from her, she's always here for me. My wife passed away after a 10-year battle with cancer, guys. And I don't if you keep asking me that. Yeah. Movie man, when a woman makes up her mind, that's it. It's like a done deal. When a woman makes up her mind, it's like a light switch. No, I mean we're just having a general conversation. That's it. We're just having a general conversations. When a woman makes up her mind, it's like a light switch. She goes from on to off. That's it. It's you know the only time I experienced it, I'll tell you when, and it was years ago. You want to hear when? Okay. So I was dating this girl, Jackie. Now I'm talking. This was way back. This is like when I met Jackie when I was like 15 years old. I dated her for about 5 or 6 years, right? And we had a really great relationship, guys. It was freaking awesome. I actually thought we were going to get married at one point. We were like truly in love, but I was young, man. I was young. I mean, like I said, I met her when I was 15. So by the time we were like 20, she wanted to get married. I was too young to get married. I was like, come on. I said, I love you, but I don't want to get married. But she wanted to get married. I think she had some daddy issues. I'm talking about my first girlfriend. Her father abandoned her when she was a young girl. I just think she wanted to be with someone like more like an older person. She winded up meeting a guy who was like 20 years older than her, and she left me. She broke up with me. Now I want to just be clear. This is a girl who was with me every single day for like 5 or 6 years, almost 6 years, and every single day we were very romantic. I love you. I'm my everything. But when she made up her mind, right? This was my first experience with this. When she made up her mind and she wanted to end the relationship, it was like that was it. It was like a light switch. She like literally never wanted to speak to me again. Now I want to be clear. Do you know how shocking that is? See, I don't have that ability. I don't have the ability. If I let me tell, maybe it's a man thing. I don't know. Maybe men are different than women. I don't have the ability if I love someone, even if someone makes a mistake, but let's say I love that person. I don't have the ability to just never speak to them again, ever. Guys, I know you're talking about Jesus. God bless. God is good, but can you please stop like spamming in the chat? I'm asking you. Critical Yoshi says, I know what you mean, man. I had a woman turn into a real psycho on me when she broke up with me and I couldn't move on right away. Yeah, something is happening. Look, you want to know there's something is happening like that to me right now with a woman. I just don't want to mention her anymore because I think I already pissed this poor girl off so much that I don't even want to talk about her. I don't want to mention her anymore, but we could just talk about like a general subject. But it's happening to me right now. I pissed off a woman so much that she literally wants nothing to do with me anymore. Like she doesn't want anything to do with me. And the thing is that I haven't experienced this. What I'm trying to make all of you understand, it's so long that it's like a shockwave. I haven't, like I said, I want to reiterate. I was married for 20 years to my beautiful Jennifer, the greatest wife, and my wife stood with me through thick and thin. That's funny movie, man. My wife stood with me through the best of times, through the worst of times, and I stood with her. I stood with her through the best times, and when she had stage 4 cancer, I would never leave my wife's side. We were soulmates, me and my wife, best friends. We raised our 2 kids. Now I'm a single dad. I'm raising 2 kids on my own. Bob, I just don't want to. I don't want to change the subject of the live stream, Bob. Okay. The thing is, so getting back to Jackie, getting back, my first girlfriend, right? Do you feel you deserve her treatment? Um, no, I don't. I think she should have gave me another chance. I think that she should have accepted my apology. If you want me to be honest with you, I think she should have gave me another chance because I was really sincere and I wanted to make her happy and I wanted to fix things. I was very sincere. But you see, this is the thing. When a woman makes up her mind, Chad, can we just stick to the subject, please? I'm not being disrespectful to you. It's just that you guys are trying to change the subject of the live stream. Kenneth, I don't know. It's been very challenging, Kenneth. It's a difficult question to answer. It's been very challenging. Kenneth, it's been very hard. It was so much easy with my wife. Kenneth, I didn't want this life, Kenneth. Like I said, Chad, you were screaming at me on the live stream. You were saying to me that you wanted to bury me. So you got to stop complaining when someone says something maybe insulting to you. Respect is something that is given 2 ways. Respect is a 2-way street. I didn't watch any Jerry Wise videos, Jimmy. I gotta watch them. Anyway, getting back. So with my first girlfriend, Jackie, I want to be clear. I was very young when this happened. So I was 15 and I broke up. She broke up with me when I was about 21 years old. So let's just say it was around like 6 years. We were together every day. We were in love. I actually thought that Jackie was going to potentially be my wife before I met Jennifer, right? So you have to say, imagine you're with someone every day of your life for 6 years. I wrote a song called Is This Goodbye? I can't play it now because it's too late. And also, I don't know, there's something going on with YouTube where they do like this filter of sounds. But if you guys search Apefather, Is This Goodbye? It's like a freestyle song. If you guys look like, you remember the good old days, Brooklyn, New York, freestyle music, like TKA, Louder Than Love, Maria, Little Susie, Take Me in Your Arms. Have a good night, Jimmy. So when she broke up with me, she shocked me. My first reaction was when Jackie broke up with me was, oh, it's only a matter of time. I said to myself, she's gonna call me again. I say it's only a matter of time. Let's give her a week. Let's give her a month. Let's give her a couple of months. No, I did not beat her. Let's crazy. Let's give her a couple of months. She will eventually speak to me again. It's a different subject, Zandy, tonight. Do you know that Jackie never called me ever again? So me and Jackie broke up. It was 1999. It was 1999. It is now 2026. She has never called me again. Never. Again, I want to reiterate to you. This was a girl I was with every single day of my life for 6 years. Every single day. What's up, Leonidas? And I used to always think to myself, at some point she's gonna call me. I mean, there was this one time I think I saw her, like now that I'm thinking about it, it was like something like 3 or 4 years later. And I was walking down, I think it was
19th Avenue in Brooklyn, and I actually ran into her. And when she saw me, she seemed happy to see me. She gave me a big hug, and we talked for like 5 minutes, but then that was it. She never called me ever again. Look, Son Thor, I don't want to really get into that if that's okay with you. I just want to I want to stick to the general subject of the live stream. I don't want to talk about what caused like what I did, Son Thor. I don't want to talk about that. I want to stick to the general like here's what I want to talk about, okay? What I want to talk about is when a woman makes her mind up. Certain women, by the way. I want to really analyze. I want to analyze why certain women will never speak to you ever again versus other women that will give you another chance. Like what's the difference between the two? Because my wife, now even when my wife was just my girlfriend, I'll give you an example. Even when my wife was my girlfriend, like example. Now, 6 months later, I met Jennifer. 6 months later, I met Jen after I broke up with Jackie, my first girl. And Jennifer, like, we fell in love instantly. It was like love at first sight. It really was. Me and my wife had like this instant attraction. She was coming out. We were in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. She was at the time, she was underage, my wife. She was 20 years old. She had a fake ID. She was trying to go into the Salty Dog in Brooklyn, New York. So it was destiny. Because she had a fake ID, the bouncer didn't let her in. Now, this is the funny thing. If she would have actually got into the Salty Dog, I would have never met her. Isn't it crazy how life works out? Because she had a fake ID, the bouncer kicked her out. He said, "Get out of here. You're not 21 years old." I was coming out of judge and jury. We were walking down the street. I was walking towards the Salty Dog. She was walking towards judge and jury, and we met. And it was like a instant attraction, man. It was instant attraction. Now, the thing is that no matter whatever happened between me and Jennifer, like Jennifer, what's called a keeper, Jennifer would always stay with me. Even if we had little arguments, my wife unfortunately passed away, brother, after a 10-year battle with cancer, guys. God bless my beautiful soulmate, my wife, the mother of our two kids. She was an amazing fighter of cancer. She fought 10 years. I miss her so much, guys. You have no idea how much I miss my beautiful Jennifer. My whole life got altered. 2 weeks later, my mother passed away, if you can believe that, CC. My whole life got completely altered in 2 weeks. Thank you, Lupo. But the point I'm trying to make is thank you so much. God bless you, Leonidas. The point I'm trying to make is this. What made Jennifer, thank you so much, Leonidas. What made Jennifer the type of a woman that would stand by a man's side no matter what? No matter what happens, even if you make a mistake, even if you do wrong, you have certain women that stay. This is what though I'm not a priest. Okay. God bless. You have certain women, thank you so much, not known. You have certain women that stay with you, loyal. And then you have certain women, oh, she was my wife. She was my wife for 20 years. You have certain women who stay with you, and you have certain women who don't stay with you. You understand, Zanny? I'm just trying to analyze, though. I'm trying to analyze, like, what causes that? What causes that? Because if you ask me, you say when a woman makes up her mind without detail, you could have done something awful, unforgivable. No, but you're not understanding something. You're not it's okay, I'm gonna take your point right now. Are you ready? L Bleacher, I'm gonna take your point, and I'm going to prove to you right now why what you're saying is don't get mad at me, please, but it's not really the case. Because I've seen people. All right. I had a friend of mine. Now, I'm not saying to you that I condone this behavior. Listen to me. I do not condone this behavior. I had a friend of mine in Brooklyn. All right. And he treated his girlfriend terrible to the point where I almost wanted to knock this guy out. Like I'm talking about, he was physically abusive to this woman. He cheated on this woman like all the time. He was horrible, L Bleacher. And guess what? The woman never left him. The woman stayed with him. And he did horrible things. He did horrible things. You see this a lot versus where a guy maybe is not really that bad. Let's say a guy is really not a terrible guy. Let's say a guy does wonderful things to a girl and really helps her and is loving to her and is generous to her. But let's say, okay, I'll just tell you, let's say they had a little misunderstanding that the guy wanted that girl to be a little bit more loving, a little bit more affectionate, a little bit more romantic. But that led to a misunderstanding. You understand that because the guy was generous to her or took care of her or whatever, the guy started feeling like the girl herself didn't care for him. And that caused the man to panic because he said, I don't think this girl really cares about me. And then let's just say he said things and did things that he didn't mean, but nothing bad. I'm not talking about anything, not like physical abuse that I would just say, but let's just say he did something that hurt the girl's feelings. The point I'm saying to you is that you have certain girls that will forgive a man who is apologetic and will stay with them and will give them another chance to rectify any misunderstanding, to rectify a mistake. Then you have other girls that don't do that. That's what I'm driving at here. It's not about, believe it or not, it's really not about thank you, Leonidas. Man, what is the deal with these people in these live streams, man? Hold on. Some crazy people that come here. Hey, what's up, sister? I'm just saying that, Lupo, this is what I'm saying to you. What makes one woman different than another? I'm just trying to learn it. You want to know what it is? I'm trying to educate myself. I just want to understand it. What makes one woman loyal that she will stay with a man? Even if the man makes mistakes, but if the man, let's say, apologizes to the woman, let's say the man says, honey, I love you. I recognize where I went wrong. You understand? I want to fix this. I want to make it up. What makes one woman say, okay, I will give you another chance versus another woman who says, that's it. That's it. I made up my mind. Case closed. I will never speak to you again for the rest of your life. And let me tell you something. They mean it, these women. They have an ability to shut, like it's like a light switch. They have an ability to, once they make their mind up and they shut that light off, there is nothing you could ever say. There is nothing you could ever do again to get that woman to talk to you again or to give you another chance. And it's like, I really feel they should write a book on this. It should be like a study. They should do like a study on this because there's not too many people who really do that. This is what I'm trying to make you understand. It's not that often that you'll find somebody, and I've met only two people in my whole life. Listen to me, who's done that. I've only met two people. I'm 48 years old, ladies and gentlemen. I am 48 years old. In 48 years living on planet Earth, I've only met two people that were able to do this. That was my first girlfriend, Jackie, and a new woman of which I don't want to mention her name. El Bleacher says, okay, I get your point. In that case, the woman is cut and dry, like you say. She was not that serious about the relationship. I do get your point. What's up, Jen Jen? But I want to dive. I don't even think it's that. Okay, El Bleacher. I've seen cases. Listen to me. I'm going to go a step further. I've seen cases. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I've seen a case where a family member of mine, I'm going to give you an example. They were married 40 years. Listen to this example now. Had children together, had a wonderful life. Everything perfect. I'm not going to mention his family member's name. Okay. Out of nowhere, maybe it was a midlife crisis. Who knows what it is? The person decides to go out and buy a Corvette. This was a family member. The husband goes out, he buys a Corvette, and decides he never wants to speak to his wife again. Just like this. Look, just like that. Now, again, I want to reiterate this is a person that was married 40 years. They had children together. How does so I guess what I'm driving at, listen to me. You want to know what I'm driving at? I think this is something. Yeah, this person was a parent. Yeah. I think there's something built inside of all of us. This is can I tell you what I'm driving at here? And I don't think you're really seeing the deepness of this. I don't think all of you are trying to realize how deep this is. I think that all of us have something built inside of us. All right, I'm going to give you another example. I have a friend of mine in Brooklyn. His name is John. Okay. Listen to this story. This is a true story. He was going out with this girl. Okay. And he was in love with this girl, in love with her. Italian girl from Brooklyn. They spent every day together. This guy was ready to get married to her. Like they were together, like how I was with Jackie, it was like around the same time. He was with this girl. I was with Jackie for 6 years. He was with this girl for like 6, 7 years. Absolutely head over heels loved her. Then one day, out of nowhere, for whatever his reason is, this is my very good friend John from Brooklyn. He decides to break up with her. Like this, look. Just like this. He decides to break up with her. He comes to my house at the time I was living Jen, but I'm just trying to make you look at a different side of it for a second. Let's put aside the other conversations we were having. I want to analyze something else. I'm not talking King Jen. Let me be clear to you. I'm not talking specifically about the person you think I'm speaking about, Jen. Okay, I'm talking about a general conversation. This is what nobody's understanding. I'm talking about a general. Can I tell you what the conversation is? I believe there are two types of people in this world. This okay now? You want me to arrive at the point? I'm going to arrive at the point. I believe that there are two types of people in this world. People who have the ability to cut a person out of their life and have absolutely no remorse, no empathy, no sympathy, and to completely, utterly never speak to the person again. Versus there are other people in the world who do have empathy, who do have sympathy. No, but Ryan, listen to me. What the point I'm trying to make you, no, I understand what you're saying, Ryan, but that's not the point I'm saying. I understand that sometimes you have to do that. I understand what you're trying to say, but that's not the point. I'm just talking about a person's personality, bro. Okay, look, you want to hear my personality, but before I continue with my personality, let me finish the story about John, my friend John from Brooklyn, okay? Jed just says my ex was like that. When he broke up with me, he acted like he never loved me. That's what I'm talking about, Jed. There you go. Ding, 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 ding. That's what I'm talking about. But but the point is that could you do something like that, Jed? Okay, let me ask you a question. What your ex did to you, would you be able to do that to him? That's what I'm trying, because maybe it's just there are different types of people in this world. No, but I'm saying, would you have been able to do that to him, what he did to you? Would you have been able to do that? Never. So you want to know what that shows me, Jen? You are a different type of a person than your ex. You are a different car king. I'm not talking about one specific person here. You know what drives me crazy with you haters is that you can't just follow a discussion. Guys, I'm not talking about, yes, I had an experience. Listen to me. Yes, I had an experience with someone, but it's far deeper than that. I am talking about, I believe that there are two different types of people in this world. I believe that there are people, like, all right, I'm going to give you an example. Well, let me read this really quick. I have known one person in my 63 years that was able to do that without ever looking back or feeling a thing. It does exist. There you go. But my question to you is, Bleacher, do you think you would be able to do that? The person that you knew who was able to do that, do you feel you could do the same? I can't. Listen, I'm going to tell all of you, I can't do it. I can't do it. If I love somebody, not you, right? Not me either. If I love somebody or even care about somebody, not even, let's not even go the distance and say love. If I care about somebody, I'm not going to be able to just never speak to that person again, shut them completely off, and never, ever look back. But let me get back to my friend in Brooklyn. So after 6 years, he was with this girl. One day, and I want to be clear to you, the two of them, my friend John from Brooklyn, he was super in love with this girl. I'm going to read comments in a second, okay? Let me just make my point. I got to make my point here. Let me make my point. So he was with her every day. They were super in love. I'm talking about he was going to get married to this girl. He loved her so much. Something happened to him one day, like this. He just broke up with her. He comes to my house. I was living on Avenue U in Brooklyn, New York, West 12th Street. He knocks on the door. Hey, Richie. Hey, what's up, John? How you doing, brother? Rich, I got to talk to you. I go, what's wrong, John? He goes, me and my girlfriend, I don't want to mention names, okay? Let's just call her Maria, okay? He goes, me and Maria broke up. I said, John, oh my God. Because again, this is a guy that was with her for like 6, 7 years, loved her more than life itself. I'm like, John, are you all right? I thought the guy was going to faint on the floor. I thought the guy was going to have like an anxiety attack. I thought I had to call paramedics. Because again, in my opinion, this guy, I know how much he loves her. You know what he says to me? He goes, Rich, it's for the best. It's, come on, let's go get a drink. So I'm like, okay. We go to like Bay Ridge. We go get a drink. I'm thinking to myself, any minute this guy's going to start crying, any minute he's going to want to maybe call her and beg her for forgiveness and beg her to come back. Do you know he has never mentioned the girl ever again? He broke up with her. He never mentioned her ever again. He never called her ever again. We're talking now 25, 26 years later. He has never, ever, he never even mentioned it. Now, again, they were together almost 7 years. He made a decision that he wanted the relationship to end, and he stuck by it. I don't think it's that simple, Car King. I think that there are two different types of people in the world. I understand movie man, but what I believe is that this is it. I'll get to the point. I believe that there are people who have abilities to shut people off, and you might be one of them, Car King. It's not a man thing because I can't do it. Car King, I can't shut people off like you. But Car King, you keep bringing it back to that particular girl. Ugh. You're not going to stop, are you? Right? You're just going to keep, no matter how many times I tell you that this is a general conversation, you're going to go back to that. This is why I know I'm doomed with you people every time I do a live stream. No matter what I talk about now, and I probably did this to myself, I'm my worst enemy, right? Because I talked about it so much, you're going to bring it back to that one particular girl, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. But anyway, yes, but it's rare. There are people who also just get bored in a relationship and want something new. That's what I think about my ex. It's shitty, but it's the truth. But Car King, I'm not talking about that. If you were listening to the conversation, I just gave you an example, Car King, of my friend who was with a girl for 6 to 7 years who was in love. They did a lot more than kiss, Car King. I gave you another example. When I was with my first girlfriend, Jackie, I was with her for 6 years. We were very passionate, Car King. We were very, very passionate. Okay, but you're Car King. If you keep changing the subject of the live stream, I'm gonna have to kick you out, brother. I'm sorry. You're continuously bringing this back to one specific girl. You're bringing it back to one specific girl. So anyway, let me give you an example. Getting back to my first girlfriend, right? I want to show you the difference between me and her. Are you ready? You want to hear the difference? Okay. She did two very messed up things to me. She did two very messed up things that I should have never spoke to her again. I was the one who should have broke up with my first girlfriend. It turned out she broke up with me, but I should have been the one. She was my first girlfriend in my life, my first girlfriend. So we go to this place in Brooklyn called the Cotillion Terrace. It's this catering hall. It's on 18th Avenue. Forget about it, right? So they're playing, like I said, freestyle music. This is back in the day, you know? She says to me, Richie, do you want to dance? My first girlfriend, Jackie, liked to dance. She constantly wanted to dance. It just got to the point where I got tired of dancing. I danced with her maybe, 2 or 3 songs. I'm like, Jackie, I want to go get a drink. I want to relax. She goes, okay, honey, can I still dance? I'm like, who are you going to dance with? She goes, I'm going to dance by myself. You're going to dance by yourself? I said, okay. So she's dancing. I go to the bar. I go get myself a drink. I'm relaxing. Forget about it. Maybe 15, 20 minutes goes by. I'm like, where's Jackie? I go back to the table where we're sitting down. Dinner's about to be served almost. She's still dancing, right? But this time I notice she's dancing with a guy. She's dancing with a man, right? Now, I couldn't believe my eyes. It was out of like the movie Dirty Dancing. Like the guy's hands was all over her friggin', butt. They're like friggin' it's like they're on top they're like grinding each other. They're like grinding each other. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, what the F? Like what the FUCK? So I go up to this guy. Literally, I was gonna lay the guy out. Right in front of me, Judge. I was gonna lay this guy out. I said, listen to me. You have two choices. I told this guy, get the F away, get your hands off my girlfriend, or I'm gonna break your effing hands. Like I was pissed, right? So this guy takes off. Okay. I take my girlfriend Jackie. I basically said, we're getting the F out of here right now. So we got out of there. And obviously, as you can imagine, we had a very big argument. I'm like, how could you like disrespect me like this? How could you let this guy? She was and like, it was out of the movie Saturday Night Fever. She's like, well, we were only dancing. She's like, we were only dancing. Okay. Long story short, I broke up with Jackie. I broke up with her. Now, for 1 month straight, I'm going to make you laugh. She was depressed over me. Can you believe it? She was depressed over me. She was crying her eyes out. She was like, Richie, I miss you so much. She was calling me every day. And you want to know why? Because this goes back to the point I was trying to make before. At this particular point, Jackie did not shut the light switch off on me. I actually was the one who broke up with her. So she still wanted me back. You follow what I'm saying? I want you to follow the story here. That's why she was crying her eyes out. This is very important. This is a very important point that I want all of you to remember. You know why she was crying her eyes out? Do you want to know why she was crying her eyes out? It's not even the fact that she loves me. It's not even the fact that, listen to me, it's not even the fact that like she misses me. She's crying her eyes out because she didn't shut the light switch off, Leonidas. That it's all about the light switch. The light switch was still on, meaning that because that light switch is still on, the woman is open to taking you back. The woman is willing to hear you out. She's willing to forgive you. She's willing to want to be with you. The light switch is still on. Once that light switch goes off, now you're in trouble. Okay, so I got another story for you. You're gonna like this. So Jackie It's like that song by Billy Joel, right? Turn the lights back on. That's a great song. You ever hear that one? That's his newest song. Turn the lights back on. But anyway, yeah, but I took her back, L Bleacher. After she cried her eyes out with me for a month. Now I thought I was a tough guy, you know. You know what's great about a man? When you know you have that woman in the palm of your hands, you know, you feel like you're a tough guy. You know what I mean? See, I didn't understand it back then, and that's why I'm trying to teach all of you. I didn't understand it back then. I didn't understand the light switch theory. I didn't understand the light switch theory. All I knew is that she was crying her eyes out every day for me. All I knew is she was begging for me to take her back every day, begging me until finally I caved in, right? So I caved in, I forgave her, and I took her back. I wasn't a good dancer, Son of Thor. No, I'm really not a good dancer. I'll be honest with you. Maybe that was the reason. No, but you're gonna love this story. Jen, are you ready for a great story? Leonardus, are you ready for a great story? You're gonna love this one. So now I take him back. Listen, we were young too, by the way. It's very possible. I sound like your grandpa. It's very possible that because we were young. I'm gonna get to that, Zanny. Zanny, I'm gonna work my way. Just be patient. So we get back together for like 2 months, 3 months. Everything's going wonderful in our relationship. Forget about it. We're making love. She's all over me. Everything is back to normal. All right, take care, Big Rick. Everything is back to normal. I take her out to Uno's Pizzeria. This was a famous place in Brooklyn, New York. Uno's. There was a drink that she used to get. I don't know if you ever got it before. What was it? It was like the Cookie Monster. It was like it's basically like an Oreo milkshake type of thing, you know. And they put alcohol in it though. They put a little baby vodka in it. You follow me? A little whipped cream, all this shit. Okay. So long story short, right? The bartender, I don't know, he was flirting with her. He was putting whipped cream on the drink. And she's like, that whipped cream looks delicious, she says, right? And while he was putting the whipped cream on the drink, I shit you not, some of the whipped cream got on his finger. Some of the whipped cream got all over his finger. Do you know right in front of me, my girlfriend, Jackie, sucked his finger? She sucked the whipped cream off his finger. Can you believe that? I'm not even shitting you. She sucked the whipped cream, movie man. She sucked the whipped cream off his finger. All right, so we had like a war. We had an effing war. Yeah, she did it. I friggin' left her in Udo's. I just drove off. I said, call your mother to pick you up. I don't ever want to see you again. I told her. I said, you are the most disrespectful girl. How could you do something like this? I was like, I never want to speak to you again. So now she's crying her eyes out again for me. This time it went on for about 3 months now. You know why she's crying her eyes out, Leonidas? You want to know why she's crying her eyes out? Let's see if you can figure it out. It's not that she loved me because she's sucking on a guy's finger, right? She's sucking on a guy's finger. She don't love me, right? Okay. This is very important because I'm going to get into something that's happening recently in my life next. You know why? You know why? Because she finished the pizza. She didn't turn the light switch off. This is the key. I'm telling you guys something. She didn't turn the light switch off. So, no, she wasn't drunk. She didn't turn the light switch off, guys. So she was crying her eyes out. What's up, William? Trump, God bless. God bless Trump. God bless America. Anyway, she didn't turn the light switch off. And she didn't. So for every day for 3 months straight, she's crying her eyes out. She's like, I will do anything, she said. Anything you want, let me know. She was ready to, like, this girl would have did anything I say. Anything I say sexually, anything. She would have did it all for me. She would have did anything I wanted to take me back, to take her back. And guess what happened? I took her back like a friggin' Babalu. Can you believe that? Can you believe I took her back? A girl that was sucking on a man's finger. A girl that was sucking on a man's finger. I took her back. I took her back like a psychopathic Mama Luke stunad. I took her back. So anyway, maybe now 6 months later, she says to me, Rich, I get a call. I got to talk to you, she says. I said, what's up, honey? I met a man. I fell in love with this guy. And I want to break up with you. This is the guy I was telling you about. Tony Soprano with the house, right? This is the guy I was telling you about. Remember I told you she met a man 20 years older than her? So when she first said this to me, I thought she was just joking. You know? I thought she was just kidding. I was still acting like the tough guy. I was still acting like the tough guy. I was like, yeah, you want to break up with me? I said, you want to break up with me? I'm the alpha, baby. I'm the omega. You ain't gonna ever meet a man like Apefather again. See, I'm playing the part. No, but listen, right? No, but I'm playing the part like the tough guy. I'll play because I'm thinking like, hey, I remember every single time I broke up with her. Leonidas, I remember every time I broke up with her, she was crying her eyes out, right? She was begging for me to take her back. Not this time. Guys, not this time. She was not crying anymore for me. She was not begging to take me back. A matter of fact, I started begging her. It changed. It became like a role reversal. I went from being the alpha, the omega, to being like a friggin', I don't know, like a beggar. She became like the puppet master, and I became the puppet. Okay, I became the puppet. She was done, Mick. Do you know that that girl never called me again? She never called me again. We went out 6 years. She never called me again. Ever. This was back in 1999. So now, there's a girl in my life now. I'm not mentioning names, Chad Bunny. I'm not mentioning names, Sonador. There's a girl in my life right now who I was very, very good to her. I was generous to her. I was patient with her. I tried everything in my life to be as loving and supportive to her as I can. I don't want to get into specific details. I had a lot of arguments with this girl because I didn't feel she was real. Listen to me. I didn't feel she was real. She wasn't acting like a regular girlfriend. And we would have these, I would have these big fights with her. But guess what happened? Every single time we had a big fight, right? Guess what happened? She would apologize to me. She would tell me, I'll do better this time. She's like, Richie, don't hurt me. This was coming from her. Now, why do you think she was saying that, Leonidas? Let's see if you can figure it out. Why do you think she was like, even though we were having these big fights, why was she the one that I think was crying, in the privacy of her home? She was crying. Why was she the one saying, Richie, don't hurt me? Why was she the one saying, Richie, I want to make this better? I'm going to do better. I'm going to make you happy. No, it's very simple. It's the light switch theory. I got to make a lot of videos on this shit. The light, she didn't turn the light off yet, guys, in her heart. There's in a woman's heart, there is a light switch. I'm trying to make you all understand this. I'm talking about, yes, a real girl that's in my life. There's a light switch. So throughout oh, you're funny, man. You're funny, Leonidas. Well, actually, that's what she said to me. It's funny you said that, though. It's funny you actually said that. But anyway, getting back. You know why she kept wanting to make things better? You want to know why she was crying? Anybody see Richie? Because she didn't turn the light off in her heart. So this went on a few times, believe it or not. This went on maybe several times that we had fight after fight. Will you stop, Chad, buddy? Tell her this story, okay, Chad? Tell her the story about the light switch at all. Tell her I wanted to turn the light switch back on, Chad. So anyway, this went on about several times. And each time I felt like the tough guy. I felt like the alpha. I felt like the omega. You understand? You'll be surprised, Anthony. Everybody wants to know about my love life. But anyway, she turned the light switch off, guys. Something just happened to her. She got fed up. She got fed up. And she turned the light switch off. Now, there's nothing I could do to get her back. I could tell her I love her with all my heart and soul. I could tell her that I will never ever. I did apologize. Listen to me. I've apologized more than you could possibly imagine. I apologized more than you can possibly imagine. What you're not understanding is that I'm a single dad, yes. What you're not understanding, she turned the light switch off. And once you turn the light switch off, it's like the point of no return. There's no coming back. My opinion is she will. My opinion is you're funny, Chad, buddy. My opinion is this: she will never ever speak to me again. Chad, you were very disrespectful to me, Chad. You were disrespectful to me, and I gave it back to you. You know, obviously, I didn't mean that comment. You understand that, right? I said that to you because I was breaking your balls. I know that you are a legal citizen of the United States of America. I was breaking your balls. You said you wanted to bury me. You said you and the haters want to bury me. So I hit you back with something as a ball breaking comment. I didn't really mean it. Can you just let it go? You know, nobody likes to be, it's another thing in this world. Nobody likes when you are disrespectful to them, but everybody feels they can be disrespectful to you. Isn't this a crazy world that we live in? I don't even think it's that, guys. I don't even think it's a matter of fact that she has another guy or I just think it's about the light switch. My opinion is because again, this same particular girl that I'm talking about would cry her eyes out. This same particular girl would tell me, I want to make things better. Rich, I want to fix things. I love you, Rich. I adore you, Rich. Give me a chance. I want to fix this. You know why she was like that? Because she had the light switch on. What I'm trying to make you understand, right? Is once they turned the light switch off, that's it. No, it's not about that. It's just listen to me. Once a woman turns that light switch off, you are done, guys. God bless you when that happens. Once a woman turns the light switch off, it's all over. She wants nothing to do with you ever again. And honestly, I don't think there's anything you could even do to get it back. Like I could probably, you want to laugh? I could call up this girl and I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to show you, you want to see the extent of it, how powerful it is? I could hit, listen to me, I could hit the friggin' Powerball. I'll just give you an example. I could hit like $300 million, right? Let's just say I get that net. Let's just say whatever. Let's just say I got 300 net after, taxes, everything, right? I could call up the Florida girl. I'm not even shitting you. I'm not even, you see, you made me say it. But I could call her up and I could say, how about I make you my partner here? How about I give you $150 million? Right? Would you take me back? You know what the answer is going to be? No. I'm not even kidding you. The answer would be no. And you want to know why? What's up there, Moon Monster? No, but it's not a. You're missing the point. I'm just making a point to you, Anthony. You're missing the point. I'm not talking about buying love, Anthony. I was married for 20 years to the greatest wife in the world, Anthony. Okay, I didn't buy my wife's love. She stood with me through thick and thin. Okay, I know about true love, Anthony. I know about true love. Okay. Now this guy wants me to start from the beginning. We're just talking about when a woman makes up her mind, not known, to never be with you again. There's pretty much nothing you could do. There's nothing you could do once the woman makes up her mind that the relationship is over. It's finished. What's up, Boo Monster? So basically, this particular girl I'm talking about shut the light switch off. No, it's not true. She did care from the beginning. Listen, guys, I already gave examples of this. Thank you, Kaz. Guys, I already gave examples of this. I gave examples that I was in a relationship for 7 years with a girl named Jackie. I gave examples that my friend was in a relationship for 7 years. Okay? Listen to me. It's all about the light switch. That's the bottom line, guys. That's it. It has nothing to do with anything else but the light switch. And one day you're gonna all realize that I'm right. You may not realize it right now. Jackie was wacky. You may not realize it right now, but you will realize at some point that I am correct in what I'm saying to all of you. It's all about the light switch. And by the way, the light switch is not just about women. I'm gonna tell you a story about a family member now. The light switch is not just about women. Okay. So growing up as a young guy in Brooklyn, right? One of my cousins, listen to me. He was going out with a girl, and he was older than me, by the way. He was about 7, 8 years older than me. So in other words, when I was a young guy, I was like 14, 15. He was already driving. He was like in his 20s. He was driving. He was like, I looked at him like a big brother. You understand? Okay. He broke up with a girlfriend that like he was so depressed and down. This girl broke his heart. They were same exact thing. The girl shut off the light switch on him. You want to laugh about light switches? He got the light switch turned off, right? So my mother was the family counselor. My beautiful mother, may she rest in peace. I miss her so much. My mother, Josephine. So every time the family had a problem, every time the family was brokenhearted, they went to my mom as the counselor to help them. So this particular cousin, and I'm not going to mention any names, went to my mom for help. And my mother helped him. She spoke with him for hours. She was building his confidence back up. She was bringing all of his strength back, right? God bless my beautiful mother. Now, I think he felt obligated. I'm going to tell you the truth. Because my mother was helping him so much in his life, building up his strength, he felt like, I got to help out Richie here. I got to just be there for him. His mom is being there for me. So he started treating me like a brother, man. Like I'm talking about whenever he went out, I went out with him. You understand? He took me out to the movies, to the restaurants. He took me to Coney Island, friggin' Nathan's. We got hot dogs. He took me to L&B. This is my cousin. I don't want to mention names, okay? He took me to L&B. He taught me how to drive. You understand? It was my prom with me and Jackie, and he actually paid for Jackie's prom dress. So this guy was treating me like I was an absolute brother. So what happened was, eventually he meets a new woman in his life. They fall in love. They decide they want to get married. Okay. Something changed with this guy. It's like something changed, man. You're funny. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I was on Laura's live stream for 2 hours. The most crazy experience of my life. Forget about it. I was dealing with such haters there. You have no idea. But anyway, something changed when my cousin got married. He was no longer hanging out at the house anymore. He was no longer talking to my mother anymore. He was no longer calling me anymore. We went from being brothers. I want to reiterate this to you. We went from being brothers, hanging out every single day, to this guy not even calling me. And it started blowing my mind. I remember like telling my mom, I'm like, what's going on here? Why is he doing this for? And my mom's like, look, I don't know. He's got the new woman in his life. He's mesmerized with the new woman. I'm like, but he forgets about me. He forgets about you. We were always there for him. How could he forget about us, right? So it gets even worse. So at his wedding, right, I decided I wrote this beautiful song for him and his new wife. I wrote this beautiful love song. I went to a studio. I recorded the music, so it was already on a CD. So I was going to give the CD to the DJ, of which I was going to sing. I was going to sing the song. As a gift to my beautiful cousin and his new wife. So I don't know. The wife didn't want me to sing, or I don't. Something happened where, like, the DJ did not want me to use his microphone, and he comes to me. This is again someone who is my brother, someone who was like I was gonna make this guy my best man when I got married. This guy was like my friggin' brother. He says, "Here's the deal, Rich. The DJ doesn't want you to use his microphone. You can't sing at the wedding." So I'm like, "You got to talk to him, man." I said, "I spent $500. I said, I did this from my heart because I wrote a beautiful song." He goes, "Well, too bad." He treated me like I was a real Mama Luke, like a real Studad. He says, "Too bad you're not gonna sing." I'm like, "Are you kidding me, man? You're breaking my heart." He goes, "I'll break your face," he says. "How about that?" I said, "You're going to break my face?" He says, "If you cause a scene at my wedding here, if you do anything to destroy my wedding," he goes, "I will kick your effing ass." Okay. Why do you think that happened? Let's see if you know the answer why that happened. It's not that my singing is bad. It's the light switch, guys. It's all about the light switch. He shut the light switch off.
Anyway, yeah, I gotta charge my phone, guys. Sorry about that. Um, so I'm gonna be making a lot of videos on this. It's called the light switch in our hearts. Can I tell you a funny joke? Go for it. Go for it. Let me hear your joke. I'll be leaving in a few minutes, Leonidas. I got a joke for you here. What kind of bees make milk? Leonidas. What kind of bees make milk? Boobies. Boobies. Forget about it. It's all about the money. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby. Save your heart for the real deal. No, you're right, Moon Monster. Listen, Jennifer was the real deal, brother. I had the real deal. No, I like the light switch stuff, Zanny. I like the light switch, Zan. But I think the light switch theory is very important. I think it's very important. No, my wife was the best, man. My wife always had that light switch turned on for me. I'm tired of fighting, Zanny. Zanny, it's not healthy, man. Thank you, Moo Monster. Zanny, this stuff is not healthy. What's going on here? I mean, she's ignoring me every day, Zanny. I'm honestly, Zanny, I'm heartbroken. I'm getting heartbroken over this, and it's like I gotta get myself back on track here because no, it's I've been through too much, Zanny. You know what, Zanny? You don't understand how much I've been through in my life. That's what you just don't understand, Zanny. It's like it gets to a point after a while that a man can only take so much pain, brother. A man can any. I'm sorry. What was your joke? I didn't see it. I'm sorry, Ruckers. I missed it. Let me read it. Hold on. Honeybees. Yes, honeybees. Absolutely. How do you prank a blind person? How? Tell me. Ugh. No, I'm definitely not giving any more money, Jen Jen. Moon Monster, it definitely appears that way. Moon Monster, she's not coming back. Even if I would sing this song to a Moon Monster, even if I would say, Baby, come back. Any kind of fool could see there was something in everything about you. Even if I sang that song, normally that song works, Moon Monster. It won't work anymore. Sandy, you just don't understand, man. I put a plunger in their toilet. That's funny, Leonardo. That's not a good thing to do. That's very, very funny. That's a way to make a blind man scream. Leonardus, that's a way to make a blind man scream. Ah! Zanny, I'm not being nice and good. At some point, I got to worry about my mental health, Zanny. I got to worry about my heart and my mental health. Is it worth it for me to get sick, Zanny? Because that's what's happening here, Zanny. You're right, Moon Monster. You're right, Moon Monster. You're always right. Moon Monster's always right, even when he's wrong. Even when Moon Monster is wrong, he's right. Chicken or beef. Oh, a wise guy is always right. All right. A wise guy is always right. Even when he's wrong, he's right. Zanny, you just don't understand something, brother. You just don't understand. At some point, Zanny, you got to do something called priorities, brother. I got two kids, Zan. I got two kids. They need me, brother. They need me. This girl's breaking my freaking heart. I can't think straight. This whole thing has been driving me crazy. I can't do it no more. I got to get my mind off of it. I gotta get my mind off of it. I gotta stop thinking about this shit because it's too much. You wonder what it is, guys. The same thing happened to me with Sarah. No, but listen, the same thing happened to me, Zanny. The same thing happened to me with Sarah. When Sarah ended it, it's not healthy, you know. When Sarah ended it, remember when I had that emotional breakdown and I was crying? I was like crying. Sarah hurt me, man. That's right, Jen Jen. You're right. And you know what it is? Can I tell you a little secret about the light switch, Jen Jen? When a girl shuts the light switch off on you, I think she did, Moon Monster. God bless her. God bless her soul. May she rest in peace. She had a drug overdose, I believe. Very sad, Moon Monster. Very sad. It does apparently seem she passed away. Poor girl. Poor girl, I wanted to help her, Moo Monster. I really wanted to help her. Nobody deserves that. Nobody. It breaks my heart. The point is, Zanny, is that yeah, it's very tragic. The point is that it gets to a point where, like, see, with the Florida girl, she's had it with me, man. She's had it with me. That's it. And I don't think she cares that, like, even if I would tell this girl, listen, I was telling her I had chest pains, can you call me? I don't think she doesn't want to talk to me anymore, brother. She's done. She's done. Whatever the case may be, she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. And it's like that's it. It's like there's nothing else I could do. There's nothing I could say. There's nothing I could do. She's done. She turned the light switch off. What's up, Leonardus? That's right, Jet. It's terrible, that fentanyl, man. It's terrible, that shit. I'm going to sleep soon, Chad Bunny. It's terrible, this stuff. Chicken butt. Oh, listen, it's not about the reasons, Annie. I wish you could just understand that it's called the light switch, man. It's like, look, I really believe it's the light switch. Look, I know what you're all going to say. Put aside your own personal opinions for a second. Thank you, Mumatsa. Put aside your own personal opinions. It's all about the light switch, guys. I don't think she was a love con, brother. I don't think she was. I think it's the light switch theory. I think it's the light switch, man. Once a woman turns that light switch off, there's a light switch that's located inside your heart. No, but listen to me. Look, I know you're all going to say what you're going to say, but I've seen this happen a few times before. And I've seen this happen with my cousin. I've seen this happen with my buddy John. I've seen this happen with, a few people in my life. I think it's more than that. Look, we're all going to have different opinions, okay? We're all going to have different opinions on this. Thank you very much. We're all going to have different opinions. To me, it's as simple as the light switch. Look, you want me to make a point to you? Okay. If she had the light switch on, no hater would have been able to get to her. Listen, if she would have had the light switch on, she would have defended me. She would have defended me from the haters. She would have said, "No, you don't talk about my Richie that way." Okay? You haters are all horrible, disgusting people. But you want to know why she would be doing that, Leonardus? Because the light switch is still turned on. Once the woman turns the light switch off, she could care less. That's it. She don't care if I have to go to a hospital. She don't care if I have chest pain. She don't care if I'm not breathing. If I'm all messed up. She don't give a shit. It's all about the light switch, brother. That's it, Zan. I know you're not going to understand this. When a woman's light switch is turned on for you, I'm going to tell you a little secret. When a woman has the light switch on, I don't think you could do anything wrong. Like I said, I think about women. Listen to this for a second. I think about women that are in bad relationships. No, but just listen to me for a second. I think about women that are in bad relationships. Why do they stay? I've seen women stay with men who have cheated on them. Why do they stay? It's the effing light switch theory, brother. As long as a woman has that light switch on, she'll stay with a man. I'm not sure, Leonardus. I never know when I'm going live. I've been averaging 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, but sometimes I'm going to try to go earlier. I'm actually going to start trying to do more lives, guys. I'm not ignoring you, Zanny. It's just that we have different opinions, brother. We have different opinions. I know that you don't like it when I have a different opinion than you. Zanny, there's nothing I could do here, brother. As Jed said, look, Jed said it the best. It's not healthy, right, Jen? Tell him. It's not, Zanny, it's not healthy for me. Zanny, it's not healthy for me to want to continue this medieval shit that you're talking about, Zanny. Okay, look, Zanny, you want to know what those 600, okay, you want to talk about this? I went medieval, guys. Can I tell you what happened? All right, Zanny, you want to talk about this? Zanny, I went medieval. I went medieval. No, but listen to me. I went medieval. And you know where it got me, Zanny? I look like the psychopath. I look like me. I look like the psychopath. I came across like a Norman Bates effing lunatic. Not just to the Florida girl, okay, but to everybody. Everyone, even all the haters. You know what all the haters are saying? Well, because they're all saying they're like you made all these videos about this girl. You made all these videos. The girl's afraid of me now. She's afraid of me, and probably rightfully so. I mean, you don't think I'm a psycho, but everybody else does, Zanny. Zanny, everyone else thinks I'm a complete psychopath. Even my friend Liz was even telling me, like, you know what my friend Liz was saying to me? She was like, Rich, it's gotten to the point, she goes, where you have to stop doing this now. She goes, I know, but it's gotten to the point, she goes, where it's just too much at this point. You know what it is, Ryan? I did love her, Ryan. I loved her, but you want to know what it is? I've been through so much in my life that I don't know who to trust anymore. I don't know who to trust. When your wife passes away and your mother passes away, and you have one girl come into your life on a live stream that turned out to be, I think, a love card. I'll say it's alleged, but Sarah. I really believe Sarah was a love card, though, guys. I'm very sorry that Sarah passed away, but Sarah took $13,000 from me, and she never came to the Jersey Shore. And I think all of this was, thank you, Leonardus. I thank you so much, Jamie. I think what happened was I started feeling like people are out to hurt me, especially with all the things that the haters do to me, right? The haters are constantly torturing me. The haters are constantly just trying to drive me crazy. The haters are trying to drive me crazy. So there's a possibility I think I took all of this out on that poor girl. I mean, even though, look, guys, I understand what you're gonna say, but you gave her money. Okay, fine. But I willingly gave her money, though. I willingly gave her money, guys. I just want to be clear. I willingly offered her money. If she didn't steal money from me, I willingly offered her money. Thank you, Jen. But the thing is that, I mean, come on, you can't blame the girl with all those videos that I made and how I spoke to her. I spoke horrible to her. I mean, so that's it. The light switch is off now. The light switch is off. She shut the light switch off. I don't think she's ever going to want to talk to me again. So there's nothing I don't think I can even do about it. That's it. I understand, Zanny, but I offered it to her, Zanny. Zanny, I offered it to her. It's over, Zanny. She's never going to talk to me again. That's it. I understand what you're saying, Zanny. Believe me, I am reading what you're saying. But you know what? Apefather, Apefather will be okay. Slowly but surely, each day that goes by, Ryan, once the light switch is off, a woman will never miss you again. I'm telling you because I've learned this from Jackie, my first girlfriend. The light switch never comes back on. Once a woman shuts off that light switch, it never comes back on again for the history of your whole life. It never comes back on. And there's nothing you can ever do to make the light switch come back on. And that's just the reality. Well, from my experience, Ryan, The only time the light switch comes back on is if it was never off in the first place. I think this is where you're misunderstanding it. Okay. All right, you want me to give you an example, Ryan? I'm going to give Ryan an example. There was a time when me and my beautiful wife had a fight. Okay, and I don't want to talk about it. Everybody knows what happened with that bar video. I don't want to discuss it. Okay. That was the first time in the history of my marriage with Jennifer that I thought she was actually going to possibly leave me. Okay. She was effing pissed, my wife. Okay. And I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to discuss it. Okay. But here's the thing, she ultimately forgave me. She ultimately forgave me. She took me back and she forgot about it, forgave me, and loved me with all her heart. So the question, right? The question you have to, he gets crazy, Zadie, right? The question you have to ask yourself was, did the light switch actually go off in Jennifer's heart? Or was the light switch still on and she was just angry? There's a difference. And this is what I don't think Ryan understands. This is the thing that Ryan's not getting. Ryan, sometimes you could do something to piss a girl off. You could piss a girl off. But the light switch never shut off. She still got that light switch on for you. So even though you pissed her off, Ryan, and even though you hurt her, she's still going to be willing to hear you out, Ryan. She's still going to be willing to make up with you, Ryan. But once that light switch goes off, you're done. You're finished. And I think that's what happened here. I think that's what happened with the Florida girl. That light switch went off. I don't think she's never going to talk to me again for the rest of her life. And that's it. there's, there's absolutely nothing I could do. Going down here for a second here. It's a hard, a man never believes that a woman's heart has a light switch. I'm telling you, that's why I think it's very important videos for me to make this. I think a lot of men have this confidence thing going on. A lot of men have this personality where they feel like I'm the boss, and I could talk to my girl however I want to talk to her, and I could treat my girl however I want to treat her. But what guys don't understand is that once the woman turns that light switch off, all of the power that man thought that he had is instantly taken away. You're right, Jen, but it's something. It's a very important thing to learn about the light switch because the next girl that I meet, my fridge is a mess right now. I got too much shit in there. The next girl I meet, I'm gonna learn this. I'm gonna learn about the light switch theory now. I pushed it too far. I pushed it to the breaking point. That's what I did. I pushed it to the breaking point. You're right, Jen. You're right. Jen's right. You always got to love yourself first. Show us the fridge. I don't want. There's too much shit in my fridge. It's a mess. A little icy. I forgot about. Thank you so much. I don't normally. People don't normally say I have a high vocabulary. Thank you. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I can't stand haters, man. Oh, it's about that time for a little OJ here. Forget about it. I'm a good man, but women are delicate creatures. Women are very delicate. And you know what the problem is that I think what happened to me is I got so used to Jennifer staying with me in my life. Jennifer stood with me through thick and thin. I got so used to my wife staying with me that I forgot how delicate women are. We all have flaws, Jen. Asparagus juice, nice. I forgot. I forgot how delicate women can be. I thought that I could continuously talk to that girl in a certain way, and I learned very quickly I can't. I learned very quickly that I can't. Yeah, but it's all about the light switch, Jen Jen. I'm telling you, Jen Jen, I don't think you guys understand how significant the light switch theory is. And that's why I'm going to make a lot of videos on this. I hope you don't mind, but I really want to talk about this in detail. I think I'm going to make this a very big part of my channel because I don't think people are educated on the light switch. I don't believe it. Asparagus and vodka, nice. Vodka and orange juice, a little screwdriver. Forget about it, Maron. You know what's amazing about a screwdriver? When you're drinking a screwdriver, right? And I'm sure that all of you know what I'm talking about if you drink screwdrivers. It doesn't taste like an alcoholic drink, right? It's like you're drinking it. It tastes like orange juice. Like so, I was at my buddy's bar, and I don't want to get gross in Brooklyn, right? This is going back. Oh man, forget about it. It's going back probably 15 years ago. And my buddy is pumping my orange juice with Grey Goose vodka. He's pumping Grey Goose vodka in it, but I couldn't even taste it because all I could taste is the orange juice. So I'm down in that shit like it's orange juice. I'm doing one, I'm doing two, I'm doing three, I'm doing four, I'm doing five. It just tastes like effing orange juice, right? But what happens with the vodka is that it eventually sneaks up on you, right? At some point, like an hour goes by, an hour and a half goes by, all that vodka hits you, and then I was gone, man. It was over for me. I don't know what happened. I like blacked out, you know. So that's the thing. You don't feel it at first. You all know what I'm talking about, right? I'll tell you a funny story. You want to hear a funny story about my wife, Jennifer? I'm going to tell you a funny story. We're at a bar in Brooklyn called the Wicked Monk. I'm going to tell you a story. And I'm with me and all my buddies in Brooklyn, you know? That guy John was there, the one I was telling you about. So we're doing shots of Jameson, Irish whiskey. We're doing doubles, not just singles, doubles. And my wife knew, that if I do too much of it, at the time Jennifer was my girlfriend. She was my girlfriend. She knew that if I did too much of it, I was going to get sick. She knew I was going to throw up. I was going to get sick. So I'm doing like five doubles, right? So my Jennifer comes up to me. She goes, Richie, I want you to stop drinking. She goes, you know, and I know. She goes, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna throw up. You're gonna get sick. I'm gonna have to carry your ass home. Right? Absolutely. Some Jack and Coke. Long story short, Jennifer said to the guys, I'll drink for Richie. You understand? So the guys are like, yeah, go Jennifer. I'm like, Jennifer, stop it. She's like, I'm gonna do it. I don't want Richie drinking no more. I'm gonna drink. So I told Jen, I'm like, Jen, do you understand they're doing doubles of Jameson? You're not gonna be able to handle it, hon. She goes, I could do it. I was like, all right. So now I did five doubles already. I did five doubles, which is like having 10 shots of Jameson, right? She does her first double. The guys are like, yeah, Richie, you're a pansy, They're making fun of me. She does the second double. She does a third double. She does a fourth double. She does a fifth double. She did the same amount as me. And she's standing there like a champion. Listen to me. No, but listen, it's like no effect. She's standing there like a champion, like an effing champ. She does a sixth double. She does a seventh. I'm like, oh my God, this girl. So every single guy was like, Richie, you suck balls. Okay. Jennifer is the shit, right? Jennifer's the shit. She's the queen to be. She outdrank you, fool. Okay. So she's fine. Jen, we get in the car. I'm driving her home. I'm like, honey, I said, are you all right? She goes, I'm fine. Are you sure? She goes, yeah. I get to at the time it was my parents' house in Brooklyn on Benson Avenue, 15th Avenue. I pull up. She gets out of the car. She faints right down to the floor. Right, her body literally collapses and she hits the cement. She goes right down. I go, oh shit. Right, she was unconscious. She was out. I pick her up. I carry her up the stairs in Brooklyn. I open up, I'm banging on the door. My mother opens up the door. I say, I got to get into the bathtub, Mom. My father, God rest his soul, he's on the bowl. My father, right? My father was taking a crap, right? My father had his pants down. He was on the bowl taking a crap. I go, Dad, I gotta put Jennifer in the bathtub. He gets up. He's like, ah! He gets up. He runs out. I run it. I put her in the bathtub. I throw the water on her. Oh, she threw up. She felt better though, but that's the story. Yeah. I miss my wife. We had a great life, guys. Me and my wife had the greatest life. I'll show you my wife. Here, look. I'll show you Jennifer. Oh, my Jennifer. There she is. There she is with Sophia. There's my wife. I miss her so much. My beautiful wife. Oh, Jennifer, I wish you were here. She was the greatest, Jen. I'm gonna cry. She was my soulmate, Jen. That's what I'm saying, Jen. The girl from Florida, I don't know, man, if she ever loved me. I don't know if she really ever did. I don't know, man. I don't know. I did care for her, though. I really cared for the woman in Florida. I really, really did. I really loved her. But I'm not sure if she felt the same way. I don't know. But my Jennifer was my soulmate. We would never leave each other. We were in it for life. We swore to our vows through sickness and in health until death do us part. Tony Soprano in the house here. You know, when Jennifer was alive, we used to talk about stuff like this. Let me tell you, you know, Jennifer one time said to me, she was sitting right here on the couch, She was sitting right here with me. She was sitting right here. I'm gonna sit down. And she says to me, Richie, what would ever happen if I would pass away? You know? She did the worst thing and joined the haters. Yeah, it's terrible. My wife asked me, Richie, what would ever happen if I would pass away? She goes, do you think you could live without me? And I said, honestly, Jen, I don't want to live without you. She goes, I know you don't want to live without me, but do you think you could live without me? And I was just like, to be honest with you, no, I don't think I can live without you. But, I would have to take care of the kids, hon, right? It's like, I said, how about you, Jen? I said, if I passed away, do you think you could live without me? She says, no. But we both agreed that we would have to take care of the kids. So I know that if I passed away, that my wife would be devastated. My wife would be devastated, but she would have to stay strong for the children. See, that's the thing, when you lose your spouse, guys, it's like a part of you dies. Thank you, Moon Monster. 50% of my body, 50% of my body died. The other 50% is still alive and breathing for my children. And that's why, thank you, Leonardus. And that's why I just look, I wish the Florida girl understood how much she like hurt me. Because when you're hurting that much, When your heart is hurting that much, you have that much pain. You know how much it hurts you when a person like will ghost you or ignore you and doesn't want to hear you out, doesn't want to hear out your feelings. See, that stuff is like really serious, man. That's some serious pain. Thank you, Moon Monster. I got to talk about stories. You're right. Thank you, Jen Jen. You're right. You're right, man. I just wish that the Florida girl understood that I made mistakes. I'm sorry. But she doesn't, like you said, Moon Monster. She's reached out to the haters now, and I think about the movie Rocky Five, Moon Monster. You remember the movie? You remember the movie Rocky Five? Who remembers Rocky Five? You know the part. You know the part in Rocky Five where Tommy Gunn, he signs with Duke, and Rocky was trying to tell him. He goes, no, if you sign with these people, he goes, that's it. You're their property. They don't care about people like you. You're nothing to them. They're gonna use you up. They're gonna abuse you. And then after they're done with you, they're gonna leave you in the street like a bum. Okay? That's not the way Mickey trained me. Okay. Mickey trained me to stay away from that side of the business. It's filled with gangsters and they're sharks. And they survive on your blood. And then Tommy Gunn says, listen, I'm not you, and you're not Mick. And in this business, you need Rocky said, "What brains?" You said that, not me. What are you trying to say, Tommy? You're saying I got no brains? And he says, look, Rock, you trained me. Duke gave me my title shot. Now, if you want to keep training me, fine. You don't, fine. But it's my way or the highway. Remember that? And then remember when he was when he saw Paulie? Paulie said, Rock, he says, the ship is sunk. And then Adrian was trying to reach out to him. Adria says, Rocky, she said, you're losing your family. You're losing us. Rocky was so mesmerized. He was so mesmerized by Tommy. Tommy Gunn was bringing him back to life. Like Tommy was winning, Rocky was winning once again. And Adrian said, but you're losing us. You're losing your son. And Rocky snapped out of it. And he went back to his family. And he focused on what's truly important, his family. That's kind of what I have to do, I think. I'm so mesmerized by the Florida girl. I'm mesmerized by her. I got to get back into the family. I got to put my family first. L. Bleacher, my husband passed away 27 years ago. God bless. God bless. Took you 5 years to get out of the fog. Yes, no one could ever match your soulmate. Soulmates are for life. Listen, it's been about a year and 4 months for me that my wife passed away, and I am not even anywhere near over this. I'm a disaster. I'm living in like a dream state. You know, thank you. God bless El Bleacher. God bless her and her loss. God bless you. I'm so sorry for you losing your soulmate. I lost my soulmate. I know how you feel. Um I just live in denial, guys. I live in like I tell everybody, I'm still thinking in my mind that my wife is in a hospital or something and I'm going to be seeing her soon, or that my mother's in rehab and I'm going to be seeing her soon. I live in denial. I don't live in reality. And that's what happened, Moon Monster, with me with Sarah. And the Florida girl is like, I didn't want to accept that my wife and mom passed away. So I tried to project myself, I tried to distract myself and tried to just focus on something different. I know, but El Bleacher, the alternative is I have to think about it. That's the alternative. You understand? I'm trying to not think about it. This is what the problem is. There's only so much you could do with children. Listen, there's only so much you could do with kids. I spent the first 6 months of my life when my wife passed away every single day just having fun with the kids. And I did it for about 6 months. And after, see, this is the thing. When my wife Jennifer was alive, can I tell you what happened? We were always like, I don't even know what's happening here. Uh, I don't know. Zanny's pissed off that you're banning him. Don't ban him no more. I guess just leave Zanny alone. Poor Zanny. Zanny's upset. No, but this is the thing. When my wife was alive, this is what happened. We would spend the whole day with the kids, right? El Bleacher. We would make sure the kids had a lot of fun, did well in school, fed them, took care of them. But then we would have our alone time when the kids go to sleep. Me and my wife would be sitting on this chair watching a movie, and just it. Moonmont said, "Hey, just leave them alone. I'm going to be ending the live soon. Just let them stay. Yeah, I'm going to be ending the live soon." But the thing is that I don't have that time anymore. Zanny's cool. Leave him alone. I don't have that time anymore. I don't have that intimate time with my wife where, where she's here rubbing my arm and we're watching a movie. Or if I had chest pain, she's rubbing my chest. And I think I was pushing so much with the Florida girl. I was pushing her so hard to be like Jennifer. I think I just freaking scared her, man. I was pushing her too hard. And then when she wasn't doing it, I overreacted. I started acting so erratic and stuff. And, it's my fault. It really is. I flipped out. I drove. She is a good girl. She's a beautiful girl. She has a good heart. It's just I think I pushed her too hard. But it's all right. Well, A fall is gonna be aight. I'll be all right. A fall is gonna be okay. A fall is strong like an Italian tank. You know what it is, El Bleacher? You can't you can't you can't replace your wife, but I'm miserable. It's like I don't like the life I'm living, man. I don't like this. I don't like being alone. I don't like this. I'm in this. It's like so quiet. It's quiet when you're alone. It's quiet. I'm not trying to turn someone into my wife. Oh, please stop saying that. Oh, I'm trying to be happy. Listen to me. I'm trying to not be miserable. Don't you understand that, Lotus 99? I'm trying to you don't understand it because you're just a hater, man. You can't replace your wife or your husband, but I just didn't want to be miserable. I didn't want to think about it. I think you're jumping I think you're jumping to opinions too quickly, Lotus 99. I think you're jumping to opinions too fast. That's all. I think that you're misunderstanding what I'm saying to you. Nobody would ever be my wife. Okay, but you have two choices. Listen to me. You have two choices, and this is what you're not understanding. My wife, unfortunately, is not coming back, right? No matter how much I want her to come back. Listen, no matter how much, thank you so much. You're a great man. I think you need to put the alcohol down. I don't drink. Okay. I think it's time for me to kick you off the live stream. Who agrees we got to kick this guy off this live stream? Lotus 99. He's got to go, right? Name of God. You got to go, brother. Bye, Lotus. Oh, I just got rid of the wrong person. Sorry, I got to get rid of this guy. I had to get rid of that guy. Lotus had to go. So what I was saying is this. I know I can't replace my wife, but so the Florida girl was showing me a lot of love. She was at first. Look, she was showing me a lot of love, and I felt that she had great potential. But it was just that she got so busy, the poor girl. I mean, I think I don't know, whatever. I don't even know what it is. I just started feeling not important. Like, she wasn't calling me that much. She wasn't being romantic. She wasn't being sexual. I did because I gave the girl money and I helped her. I guess I overreacted. I overreacted. I immediately said, "Oh my God, is this love con number two?" Because I went through that with Sarah. I jumped the gun too fast. She was trying her best under her extremely stressful life. She was trying her best. And I should have just appreciated what she was doing, I think. I'm sorry, El Bleacher, you're back. What's up, Leonardus? I did that by mistake, El Bleacher. That was an accident. My bad. My daughter is sleeping right now. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And my son. What's your question? Yeah, I clicked it by mistake. That's right, Moon Monster. You need to batter a thing. I stay up all night. Maybe I'm going through a little depression. I don't know. Maybe I'm depressed. I think I'm going through a little depression. That's all. I've been through a lot, guys. This has been the hardest year of my life. This year has been insane. It's like my wife passed away, my mom passed away, my dog passed away. I met the girl Sarah. I gave her 13,000, and then she never came to the Jersey Shore. And then things didn't work out with the Florida girl. It's just, and then there's the Laura situation that, we all know what happened. Like Laura tormented me. It's like the haters are all tormented me. It's been an extremely friggin' hard year. It's really been a hard year. It's been a bad year. The worst, Jen. The worst year in my whole life. That's what the haters don't understand. I'm not a bad guy. Listen, Afather's a good guy. Afather's a good fella. You know what's been really disappointing me lately, Moon Monster? You've been through you've been through it, and these haters torment a man who's been through the worst. Yes. You know what's been bothering me is the Back to the Future, man. Back to the Future, my brother. He's like you, Moon Monster. Back to the Future's been listening to the haters lately. Maybe it's because I think what's happening is I haven't been going live earlier. I got to start going live earlier because I think what's happening is a lot of my fans that typically I go live. I've been going live late. No, I think that was really him. I think it was really him. I think so. I don't know. Maybe not, but I think so. But I don't know yet. But it's like, was that really him? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was though. So maybe it wasn't him. Listen, I made that mistake once with you, Moon Monster, and I apologize to you about that. I got to be careful because these haters they imitate a lot of accounts. Yeah, I guess you're right. These haters they imitate people, man. These effing haters, man. If it ain't blue, it ain't true. It's true. That's the rhyme that makes a lot of sense. You know, People don't realize that I'm struggling. How can people like listen to me? How can people believe in their hearts that like they think that I have like this, I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm immune. Like immunity to pain or something. I'm not immune to pain. I have no immunity to pain. I feel pain every day. People like actually no, but they act like I don't know, like I should be okay. That's how people act. People act like what are you so upset about, Rich? What's your problem, Rich? I'm like, I don't know, what's my problem? My wife passed away, you know? My mother passed away in 2 weeks. My dog passed away, 2 girls, like, messed with me, and I spent $23,000. It's like, I just people think I'm immune to pain. I'm not. I like this guy, Isaiah. He's an awesome guy. You're awesome. You're a good man. You would think the Florida girl, Moon Monster, would understand all of this. Moon Monster, she used to talk like you. The Florida girl used to talk just like you talked. He's a great guy. But yes, the problem is that light switch went off in her heart, man. She's had it with me now. Now she's on the side of my enemies. I don't know. It's really bad. I don't even know what these haters are mad at me about. I at first I used to think Moon Monster was about AMC, but a lot of these people are telling me that they went on to make money, they whether it be, on XRP or whether it be crypto, or whether it be another stock, like I'm just saying, I really don't know why people hate me. I don't get it, guys. I mean, listen, guys, I put my money in AMC just like everybody else did. How come people don't understand that? How come people don't understand that I put hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of my own money in AMC and everybody wants to blame me? Yeah, everybody wants to say it's your fault. It's like, guys, I'm an entertainer. But then what did I do? What is it like? You know what I mean? Like Lupo, what did I do to make these people hate me? You know? What difference does it make what my financial situation is? Why do people care about what my financial situation is? What's the difference, right? No, but Laura was a different scenario. Look, that's a whole different. I'm not talking about Laura. I'm talking about like haters. I'm not talking about Laura. Laura's a whole different situation. I don't even want to get into her, please. But what do you think it is, Boom Monster? Example. There's that guy Chad Bunny. Okay, I offered to box all of them today. I couldn't take them anymore. I said, I'll knock all you guys out. I offered to box all the haters. I said I had it with all you people. It's like, what do you think it is? Like I asked this guy Chad Bunny. I'm like, Chad, why are you so angry at me? No, but listen, I said to Boom Monster, I'm like, why are you so angry at me for? And he's like, you lie about everything. You lie about money. So here's what I said to him. I said, so you're mad at me because you feel that I lie about money. He goes, you lie. So I said, okay. I said, well then if that's why you're mad, I said, be mad at every single hater because all these haters do is lie. Like Commander 35, right? He says he's worth $3.5 million. Boom Monster. Commander 35, who lives with his father. He's in his room with his Star Wars toys. He plays with his Star Wars toys. He's got a garbage bag as a window. But he says he's worth 3.5 million. Then you got the regulator who's worth, I don't know, what, 150 million he's worth, he says. it's just it's crazy, man. It's just funny shit, man. So I was telling the guy Chad Buddy, I'm like, why aren't you mad at those guys? And he's like, he started cursing at me in Spanish or some shit. I don't know. No, but the point I'm trying to say, Moon Monster, I know your friends with Commander 35. The point I'm trying to say is you do realize he exaggerates. Come on, brother. And that's all, and it's fine. It's entertainment. But why is it if I exaggerate? Why is I guess what I'm asking you is this. Why is it wrong if I exaggerate for fun? But if they exaggerate for fun, it's like, I don't know, it's okay in their case. The regulator has about $6.70 in the bank. Listen, I'm all for okay, can I tell you something about YouTube, guys? Can I tell you all No, but can I tell you something about YouTube? You could be anything you want to be. I love you, Jen. You could be anything you want to be on YouTube, guys. You could be anything you want to be. That's the beauty of being on YouTube. Is that if I say I want to be the ape father, if I want to be the king of the jungle, like let me be the ape father, right? Let me be Tarzan. You know what I'm saying? Let me be King Kong. The haters don't want me to be King Kong. That's the thing. The haters get very angry when I say I'm the king of the jungle. So they spend their whole lives trying to expose me. They spend their whole lives. They're like, he's not really the effing king. Caught in a trance. I can't hold back because I love you too much, baby. Oh my God. Here's a hater right here. CEO Jokerman. Terrible what he says. See, look at what these people say. Jeja, do you read what he says? This is a perfect example of a hater right here. This guy, CEO Jokerman. How disgusting it is. Moon Monster, did you read this comment? Look, read the comment of that guy, CEO Jokerman. It's disgusting, man. I'm drinking orange juice. Where is this idiot here? I just don't understand like the hate that they. And you know what's crazy about the Florida girl, Moon Monster? Moon Monster, can I tell you something, brother? Because, brother, sometimes I wish you could talk to the Florida girl for me. Do you know that she's actually planning on hanging out with these maniacs? From what I was reading, Moon Monster. They're saying they want to do a meet and greet. Check this out. They want to do a meet and greet in Florida. She wants to hang out with these psychopathic lunatics. Isn't that crazy, Leonardus? It's like I think she hates me so much right at this point. Moon Monster, she hates me so much. She'd hang out with friggin' Big Dick Tracy. WTF. It's crazy, man. It's crazy, Moon Monster. It's and I really love this girl. Like I cared about her. Look, I messed up, but listen, I jumped the gun. You know what it is? I'm so used to. Can I tell you what I think it is? That's true, Jen. I was so used to Jennifer. I'm going to tell you the truth. I was so used to my wife just always being here for me, always giving me love, always giving me affection, always taking care of me. I was just pushing her too hard, I think. I was trying to get her to be not no one will ever be like Jennifer. No one. But I was just trying to get her to be close, And she wasn't having it, man. She wasn't having it. And it turned into like fighting and it turned into me thinking bad things. And I messed up too. What are you gonna do? I don't know, Moon Monster. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you're right. I don't know. You might be right. You're always right. Moon Monster's always right, right? Moon Monster was trying to help me with Sarah too. You're a smart man, Moo Monster. Leonidas is smart. Jen is smart. You want to know what it is, Jen? Once in a while, the haters. Okay, I'm going to tell you what it is. Once in a while, the haters hit a home run. 90% of the time, they strike out. You're on this. I hear you, man. Once in a while, they hit a home run. Okay. It doesn't happen often. It does not happen often. But once in a while, they hit a home run. The fact that they got the Florida girl on their side, the haters hit an effing grand slam because they got like possession, right? Of someone who I really love, like someone who I really cared about, like someone I actually gave my heart to. So that's like gold for the haters. That's like gold on a platter. Yeah, I didn't realize it's big business. Women come to men's live streams and they try to, they're all, what I noticed, they're all on your side. They love you at first, right? They're like, "Hey, father, you're so handsome. Hey, father, everything you say is right. Hey, father, you're never wrong. Hey, father, you're right. I support you, hey, father." Right, Jed? I support everything you say. I love you, Ape Father. By the way, Ape Father, here's my cash app. I only need a couple of hundred. Jen's got my back. Yeah, there's a lot of people doing this nowadays. It's look, and I was a prime target, man. I was a prime target. I had a bullseye on my ass because I'm telling everybody like can you imagine I'm crying my eyes out. I'm like my wife passed away. My mother passed away. And I'm talking like, oh, I'm going to casinos, I'm having fun at restaurants, I'm showing up, I have all this money or whatever. I was like the biggest like target. I was the big, yep, it's no joke, right? I was the biggest target. I think about it now. I was like, what was I doing? I don't necessarily think that the Florida girl was a scammer. I don't think she was a scammer. As I said, I think I might have freaked her out. Guys, listen, it's because of what happened with Sarah. If I never met Sarah, look, may Sarah rest in peace. God bless her. But if I never met Sarah, she didn't take 13,000, and I just had a bad taste in my mouth. So the thing is, when I helped the Florida girl out financially, I just started thinking the worst when, we weren't being sexual together, we weren't being romantic. She was very busy. And I don't know. I guess I freaked out, guys. I went nuts. I should have just stayed calm. You're right, Jen. But Moon Monster, those are all the reasons why I got upset. Like you understand it, right? Moon Monster, I'm not crazy, right? That's the reasons why I got upset. It's the stuff that you're saying right now. It's like, but the Florida girl doesn't want to see my side. Like, she makes it seem like I had no, but I had the right to get upset, right? She makes it seem right. But she makes it seem like I had no reason to get upset, Moon Monster. She makes it seem like I was just erratic behavior for no reason. I know Zanny agrees with that. All I wanted her to understand, can I just tell you all I wanted the Florida girl to understand was that I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. Yeah, but maybe she meant it in a good way, Moo Monster. Is it possible that she really wanted to try to help me make money back? I mean, maybe it was that. I don't know. Maybe. I'm sorry, man. I gotta charge this phone. But let's say she's not for a second. Look, let's assume for a second she's not, okay? At the very bare minimum, shouldn't she at least understand my concerns? Like, shouldn't she at least say, okay, Richie, your mother passed away. Your wife passed away. Sarah took you for 13,000. God bless her, may she rest in peace. Never came to the Jersey Shore. Right? You helped me out financially, you know? I wasn't really ready to be romantic. I wasn't ready to be sexual. I have a very busy schedule. I could see how you might have doubts in me. And I could see why you went crazy. Like I flipped out. I'm going to tell you the truth. But look at how much I've been through. This has been the worst year of my life. You know, people act like I'm okay. I'm not okay. I need extra love. Can I tell you something, guys? I don't need a little bit of love. I need extra love. Okay. I don't need somebody who could only call me one time a day. I need a lot. And, you know, you would think she would understand that, but apparently not. Listen, I'm not saying to you she was a love con, okay? I'm just saying to you she should at least understand my concerns. That's all I'm saying to you. At the very, very bad minimum, at the very, very bad minimum, she could at least say, "Look, you flipped out. You went wild. You went back crazy. You went Ozzy Osbourne style crazy." You know, but she should understand it. And the thing is, it doesn't seem like she does. You know, she does. It doesn't seem like she understands it. Like she literally shut that light off in her heart and doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Thank you, Pretty Kitty. I like that name, Pretty Kitty. What are you gonna do? Lou Bamboo. That's what we used to always say in Brooklyn. What are you gonna do? Lou Bamboo. Hello. Yeah, it's almost like 5 o'clock in the morning here, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I gotta charge my phone up. Great conversation we had tonight. Um, I keep saying I don't want to talk about her. You know, meow. I keep saying I don't want to talk about her, but I wind up doing it. But I've been doing better, right? I'm trying to talk about different subjects. I'm working on it, you know? I'm working on it. But anyway, good night, everybody. I'm going to go relax for a little bit. V for victory. Thank you for your awesome support, all of you. Jen, have a wonderful night. Isaiah, have a wonderful night. Moo Monster, Pretty Kitty. It was a long conversation. It was just about when women break your heart, some women take you back and some women never take you back. That was pretty much the gist of it. Coffee. What is it? Everybody says that. What is it with coffee? Give me a cup of coffee. I like my coffee, you understand? A lot of cream, a lot of sugar. Forget about it. Marron. How was that? Let me get a little coffee. All right, anyway. You got it, pretty kitty. Have a great night, everybody. Good night.